Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we're talking about what ancient or modern iconography do you use in your practice? This is another team member topic, and if you look just up here and over here and down here, you can see that I do like statues and masks and different types of iconography, different types of images that invoke either a uh, a touchstone of some sort or an inspiration of some sort that I can utilize in my practice. Now, my witchy room right now is an utter disaster zone because I have been reorganizing things from other rooms, and this is kind of a place where I can bring stuff in and set it down so I can go through it that needs to either go in here or needs to go into another part of my house where I can actually use this as a little hub for the time being while on quarantine. I am working 2 days a week at my full-time job, so they're actually paying me a full-time, like a full 40-hour work week for working 20 hours, which I'm so grateful for. But during the quarantine days, I have been working on the house, moving things around, and I've talked about this in other videos, so I'm not going to ramble on too much. But I do want to show you guys some of the things that I have around here that I utilize in my practice. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you guys around and explain some of the things that I have. Okay, so right here you can see a Mary statue that I have colored to represent Sophia. And over here I have Christ as my God figure. So those are on my devotional altar. This is an altar that I use for just devotions itself and not necessarily workings. And I have the Sacred Heart up here, which this one is an older one, and I kind of like this because it has a spot for candles, little chime candles to go in there. Right now I'm putting things such as the little orbs and whatnot that I have. I can put those in there if I want to utilize those in some sort of workings and whatnot. Again, I don't usually use this altar as a working space, but it can be used as that. Now over here I have a kneeler. This is a little kneeler that you can have in your home that you can kneel to say prayers and whatnot, usually used in the Catholic tradition. And above it, I have an old wine box that will actually fit, I believe, all of my statuary that I have. And you can put it in there so as you're praying or saying devotions, and you can see my Book of Shadows right there. But as you're saying your prayers or devotions, you can actually put the image or the statue inside the old wine crate that is fixed to the wall and use that as a focal point. And then up here I have statuary. I have iconography. This is, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, Saint Nicholas. You have some Buddha statues. I am not Buddhist, however, I do like the Buddhist concepts, and I think that using that image as a focal point every once in a while does help put you in that mindset of serenity and stillness. And I'm sorry about the shaky camera here, but I'm doing this on my iPad. I'm trying to keep everything stable. You have Moses over there. Over here you have Saint Peter. You can tell it's Saint Peter because he's holding his keys there. And I have found his hand. He broke in a whenever I had him in a box, but yeah, I have found his hand, so that will be getting repaired. I have a Kuan Yin statue there, another Mary statue that I've painted or colored. I did that with Sharpie, I believe, because this is only a plastic one. If I can do this while on camera, whoops. But I took Sharpie and I colored her in. So something little that you can do if you don't have the money for the expensive statuary. And most of the statuary I've gotten out of cleanouts. I've spent very little money on this stuff. So yeah, you can actually find some of this statuary fairly cheap if you look around. Now, behind me, you will see the image of Pan that has been painted. I once did a meditation on my sexuality and how to really cope with it, and Pan came to me in this exact same way next to a lake. Um, Not the old version of Pan that you usually see in the iconography, in the statuary and whatnot, but in this younger, buffer version. And I never thought I'd see an image like this because I haven't seen an image like this before. However, whenever I went to the Renaissance Fair here in New Jersey, there was one dealer that had this painting hanging up in his booth, and he painted it back in the 80s and wasn't able to sell him. And I told him, I said, I don't care how much, just I need it. And I think it cost me like 60 bucks, I think it was. So it wasn't even really that much. And yeah, I got an image from really what I was meditating with. I mean, this is the exact image that I saw whenever I meditated. So it was really impactful and really powerful for me. And I just love this being right next to my little desk here in the witchy room. As far as iconography or statuary, I don't always use it, but the majority of the time I do like to use it because it gives me a touchstone. So, for instance, let me find something here that's within reach because now I'm at my desk and I don't have anything right there. So I've shown this before in previous videos on my channel. This is one that I use with like a unity spell. Any spell that you want to bring people together for a common purpose, this is a good little touchstone to use for that. Iconography like this, you can use as something as a focal point. So basically what you're doing is you're putting your hands on it or you're looking on it and using that imagery to fill you up in your spell work. And usually what I do is I put a candle in there, and while the candle's burning and I'm meditating on it, or I'm doing some sort of ritual with it, I will look upon this and I will continually imagine the unity of people coming together and working for a common purpose or just being in unison with one another. So things like this, they give you sort of a way to imagine or to get to that point where you, I don't even know the right way to say it, where you get to that point of really manipulating the energies around you. It's probably the easiest way I can describe it. It's almost inevitable for me to try to verbalize it, so it's not able to be verbalized for me. But things such as the image that I have colored for Sophia, the image of Mary that I have colored to represent Sophia in my practice, putting my eyes on her and imagining that as the divine feminine in my life and the way that she manipulates my life in good ways, the way that she challenges me, the way that she speaks to me, you know, focusing on her and imagining her here and using that as the touchstone for me to communicate with her is the way that I utilize iconography or statuary in my practice. Things such as the image of the Buddha. Again, I'm not really Buddhist, but I do find joy in the Buddhist teachings. So maybe in a way I kind of am Buddhist, but not really practicing Buddhist. Not in it enough to say that I'm in it, but in it enough to say that I enjoy it and that I see value in it. And whenever I sit there and hold on, Jelly wants to say hi. Say hi, Jelly. Okay, say bye, Jelly. Anyway, sitting there and as I have fur flying, but sitting there and meditating on the image of the Buddha and imagining the serenity and the peace and the calmness that that image instills in me is something that I utilize in my practice as well. Tangible things like that actually help me with my practice. Things such as mala beads, which I know for those Buddhists out there, I know this will drive you nuts, but these things are loved. So yeah, using mala beads, something tangible that I can physically touch, does do a lot for me. Images do a lot for me in my practice to help bring forth the energies and the situations and the feelings that I want to use or that I need to have in my life at that moment in order to do the works that I do. So I hope that has made sense. I hope that you guys found value in that as I do in my statuary. I do have a lot of different iconography, different statuary and whatnot within this, not only this room, but in my house in general, and I absolutely love it all. If I didn't love it, it wouldn't be here, so definitely a valued part of my practice. I also wish that my witchy room is a little bit more put together for this video, so I could actually walk you guys through the entire room and show you everything that I have. But if you do want to see my witchy room tour, go to my personal channel. I have a video on there, and I probably will be doing an update on that as well, because even though it's only been a month and a half, I have so much more stuff that's coming into this room right now that's actually being made a part of this room. So yeah, kind of running out of space a little bit at a time, but I do like a crowded witchy room, and being surrounded by the statuary, the iconography that I do love really, really helps. So it gives that peacefulness, it gives that wholeness. So yeah, absolutely loving it. So if you have a piece of iconography, a piece of statuary that you absolutely love, tell me about it down in the comments below, or make a video about it and, say down in the comments below, hey, I made a video, go check it out. It might not let you put in the link to the video, but if you tell me that you made a video, I'm gonna go ahead and click on you, and I'm gonna go to your channel, and I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna watch it. So go ahead and comment below. I'm always needing more people to go and watch, because my list of people to watch is dwindling down drastically as I make my way through so many videos. And yeah, so I need more people to watch. So if you're making videos and you show your iconography, you show your statuary that you absolutely love, as a response to this, go down in the comments below and say, hey, made a video about this, go check it out on my channel. So I think we're off next week. My phone's over there somewhere, so I think we're off next week. Pretty sure it's Memorial Day week or weekend, this weekend. So for you guys in, other parts of the world, it doesn't really affect you, but yeah, I think, that's gonna be the last Monday, so I think we're off next week. Don't quote me on that. I will check later. If we're on next week, I'll see you next week. If we're not, I will see you in June. So until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.